Well, then there's a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.8 EX. 57 plates, as you can see here. Very low mileage car, just 33,000 miles on the clock, and it is in absolutely stunning condition throughout. Trying to get my shadow out of the way. The sun's low in the sky. It's a bit of a pain when doing these videos, but I'll do the best I can with it. Front bumper is very clean. All the lights and lenses very good. Bonnet, hardly a stone chip of any note anywhere in there at all. There will be one or two very light ones. I hardly see anything. Sorry, I do apologise, there's shadows there. Come on this way a little bit. So coming on the near side of the car first. Absolutely, mirror and the panel work, absolutely beautiful. Wing, clean as a whistle. Front near side alloy, really good. Just the tiniest little bit of curbing just there, but really minuscule. I'll look down here, absolutely exquisite. Just so clean. Honestly, it's seen in the flesh, it's even better really. Rear near side alloy, completely unmarked, nothing on there at all. Come around the back of the car. This one's fitted with optional rear parking sensors, which are colour coded to the bumper, you can see there. Or again, extraordinarily clean around the back here. And let's come around the off side of the vehicle. As with the near side, it's like looking down a mirror, down the panel work there. It's very rare you'll find one as clean inside and out as this one. It's a remarkable vehicle. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. Tons of tread on these tyres as well, absolutely loads. Just come around the final part there for you. Alloy in the front, absolutely unmarked. I mean, if I was going to score it out of 10, it would be 9.5 at least. It's in wonderful condition, and completely original condition too. Let's come to the boot area. I mean, these are huge boots, 60/40 fold on the rear seats. I don't think I've ever seen the back of a car of this age in such amazing original condition. Didn't even have to touch it with a hoover. It was so clean. The carpeted areas, fabrics, all absolutely beautiful. And underneath here you've got these kind of hidden stowage area, and again, absolutely incredible. As I said, it's an amazing car. So just coming to the back of the car, rear door panels are absolutely as new. Again, amazing. Footwell areas you can see there. The carpets, all original Honda mats in the car. Again, absolutely pristine. Seats you can see in their upright position. This forms part of this incredibly clever magic rear seats. So they just fold up like that, and drop them down. Literally just pull the lever up, let it go. Exactly the same on this side here. And it's just beautifully engineered. Rear seats themselves are, again, absolutely wonderful condition. Loads of rear leg room. And it's made for really great family cars. Front passenger door card here, again, absolutely clean as a whistle. Got dual zone climate control, so you can control your own temperature on the passenger side with that button there. All the little recesses, all in fabulous order. All the little carpeted areas, again, just wonderful condition. Front passenger seat, as with all of them, is just superb. Coming to the front of the car now, front driver's door card, again, very clean. All the plastics around the electric windows and electric mirrors, all very good indeed. Footwell area, absolutely immaculate. It really is just very clean. And the driver's seat. So the video doesn't really do it justice, in all honesty. It's the best I can do with the quality of the video that I can give off the phone, but trust me, it genuinely is better in the flesh. So sat inside the car now, engine's running as it has been throughout the video. Dashboard, as I said in the following road test video, it just looks like new in here. It's absolutely incredible. Obviously high up sat nav for the EX models, main control there, all really simple and easy to use. It's all been kept just wonderfully well. Come across the main dashboard, my favourite part of these cars. It's two-tier design, so you can see you should aim to get the pinnacle of the the rim of the steering wheel in between the two readouts there, like that. But everything looks and feels just in remarkable condition. Sorry, I didn't intend to tell you the mileage incorrectly. It does say on there, sorry, 37,771, not 33,000 as I said at the start of the videos, but still extraordinarily low. Finally, just to show you, very important, lock and wheel nut set is here and present with the car, as is the original owner's manual pack for the car and the navigation system. Finally, under the engine bay, absolutely immaculate under here. I mean, it's just, you look at all the little nuts and bolts, they look almost as new. Just incredible. It's a time warp car, this one. And these are astonishing engines, they really are so sweet and refined. Cam changes, of course, more of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.8 EX petrol. This particular car is registered YF57HXD, and mileage at the start of the road test, very low mileage car, it's just on 37,763 miles. Reason for the road tests, as I say in all of our videos, very simple. We just want customers to see the cars physically in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues relating to the car, we can and we will relay them back to you. People are willing to travel much further afield for, you know, rare cars like this with such a low mileage, or, you know, different specs, that kind of thing. But, you know, as we found to our own cost, you know, quite often you go and see a car, only need to find out it's got a fault which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on exactly the same road test route as any prospective buyer would go on if offered a test drive. So coming to the car itself, it's been very well looked after, this car, and I have to say it's absolutely obvious as soon as you drive the car, because it's just as tight as a drum. But to go through the major components, mechanical bits one by one for you. Engine starts absolutely instantly, very smooth, idles absolutely steady as a rock, pulls beautifully through the rev range. You know, it's crisp. You know, with such a low mileage, you clearly expect it to be, you know, good, and it certainly is. So just wait for this car to go by. It's just the way it picks up. They're such lovely units. They're very docile around town, but they've got a kind of a nice kind of rorty sound to them when they're sort of up and running. But it's very sweet in terms of its, you know, engine note. Temperature gauge running at 1/3, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, and the car's been running for some time now because it's just been through the workshops. Also worth pointing out, absolutely no warning lights on the dashboard at all, relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch bind point is exactly where it should be, smooth in operation. The only thing I would say, probably do with a sort of drop of grease or oil on it, so it's got a little bit of a squeak when you depress the pedal, but nothing untoward on there at all. Coming through to the gearbox, simply brilliant gearboxes these. I've always gone on about them. They're slick, they're easy, they're light, but so are lots of other cars. But what these are is incredibly precise, with, you know, a real feel of engineering and precision to them. So when you're changing gear, it literally just kind of snicks home with very sort of minimal travel, but it's got a really nice feel to it. It's very hard to put it into words, you know, because it's sort of slick, covers lots, but this has just got a wonderful feeling of engineering about it. I can't detect an ounce of wear in it, nothing at all. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to, as I said, but you know, although it hasn't done the miles, it's a few years old, so, you know, wear can creep in, but absolutely nothing on the gear shift at all. Quite the opposite. So in terms of the powertrain, all absolutely spot on. Steering of the vehicle, lovely precise steering on these cars. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel of the car at all, but it just feels fantastic. It's quick, it's precise, it's perfectly tuned to the chassis. It's one of the very best power steering systems you get on this vintage car, because it just makes the car feel what it is, which is a very dynamic car. Brilliant family cars, but they're just they're such good fun. It's so obvious why so many people who maybe sort of going down the family route, who've had sporty cars, they tend to home in on these because they have that feel of a sporty car, but in a very practical package. Steering, then I'll move on to the chassis of the car. Rides very comfortably over these sorts of roads, but it's just its agility is fantastic. It really is. Very, very minimal sort of body roll in the corners. It's, like there, you cut, some cars just sort of keel over. This one doesn't. It maintains a lovely even keel through the corners. Also, the reason why I don't do the chassis, talk about chassis on this section of road, is this is a very bumpy bit of road. So if there's any issues with the chassis in terms of suspension noises or creaks or groans or clonks from underneath, it would manifest itself on this particular section, and there's nothing. It feels, cliched as it sounds, but it's absolutely true. You can sort of remind me of this if you come and see the car. It just feels like I'm driving a brand new car. It just wonderfully, wonderfully tight. Really loves to sing its heart out, but they're incredibly efficient as well. Of course, you look at an engine that's capable of easy 43 to the gallon. I've always used to get more out of mine. So just checking the cruise control, all working exactly as it should. Also drive along at speed. This is the legal limit now. Again, still no wheel wobble. But it's all very quiet in here. That suggests things like windscreen seals, door seals, are all in very good order indeed. Just going to come to a bit of a sharp corner and give the brakes a bit of a hard shove. Good brake pedal, nice and solid. There's no vibrations going back through the pedal at all. No pulsing, which again suggests that it looked in fantastic order when we checked it. Pads had loads on them, discs were very good, so it comes as no surprise. Looking around inside the car, this car we haven't cleaned yet. It's going to take a nanosecond. It is possibly the cleanest used Civic I think I've ever seen. It's in amazing condition. It's beautifully, beautifully built, of course. Obviously EX specs, so you've got this lovely high-up sat-nav system. This whole display is just a work of art in my eyes. Not in everybody's eyes, but it is in mine. The reality is, as I quite often say in these videos, that most cars of this type have the normal setup, which is just a binnacle here and a centre stack there, and they're all variations on exactly the same theme, and they're all pretty damn dull. They're fine, but they're dull. This is beautifully made, no buzzers, no trim creaks, nothing at all. But what a dashboard to sit behind and look at. It's interesting as well as being fantastically practical. All the controls have a really high quality actuation to them, but my favourite part, with the bit that sweeps across this two-tier part, is obviously the high up digital display for the speedo. And as I'm looking at the truck in front, I can clearly see the speed I'm doing at the corner of my eye, whereas with conventional binnacle you have to kind of lower your head very slightly, you take your eyes off the road for that fraction of a second longer, and it's brilliant. And at a flick of a switch, or push of a button rather, that changes to kilometres per hour if you take the car abroad. It's simply fantastic. That's obviously flanked then by, you've got a little rev warning light when you get close to the red line, and an econometer just to sort of prompt you to drive as economically as possible. Down below that we've got more conventional binnacle. All the displays working perfectly, all the pixelations absolutely as they should be. Really nice sort of hologram effect, the sort of floating dials where you've got the big rev counter sort of dominating it, with the information display set just in the middle of it as well, and then again flanked by the water and the water temperature and the fuel gauge. Steering wheel again, as with all the others, I mean, leather bound, really nice size. Again, just feels great in hand and just feels again as new, in all honesty. It really is a very, very, very special car, and you know, it's only had 2 owners, and if it wasn't unsafe to applaud them, I would do it now, because they have kept this car absolutely brilliantly. You know, we're not claiming or wanting it to be the cheapest out there. It's certainly competitive with the miles on the car, but cars like this that have been sort of nurtured are few and far between. As I said at the start of the video, you know, the whole point of the video is to pick up on issues. You know, apart from sort of a slight squeak with a bit of grease, get rid of that on the clutch pedal. You know, it's basically, the car drives fantastically well. You know, whoever is genuinely lucky enough to buy it, be the next owner, will be driving a really lovely car. If I've missed anything on the video, obviously don't hesitate, please do give me a call.